As if COVID, inflation, and recession weren't already bad enough, now we might have to endure the mouse apocalypse, and no weeb needs that in their life. Hey everybody, and welcome to Thursday Thermal Takes, the show where we serve the most caustic of takes on the most rat of Thursdays. This Thursday I will be figuratively, because of course we have to actually specify, because people can't understand jokes, calling you all to arms over some growing speculation and actual confirmation now about Disney possibly acquiring the rights to one of the big three. Just the thought of that company having its grubby little paws anywhere near my beloved Bleach makes my stomach roll over, twist, turn upside down, do jumping jacks, get into a bar fight, do the hokey pokey, though not actually turn itself around, and possibly even get into a gang war shootout in Southside Chicago. And if you're thinking, ugh, what a snowflakey punk-ass nerd getting all bent out of shape over Disney Plus streaming an anime, then just trust me out, hear me out on this one. Really quickly, before all that, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It helps with the algorithms and quite possibly saves a homie in need. Also be sure to follow me at twitter.com/proantagonist2, since I cannot do community posts yet. Links in the description for everything in the video as well. Now for some really quick background info on this all kind of cropped up into my life when about a couple of months ago, a YouTuber by the name of James Hansen was talking about how there were supposed rumors from his own sources that Crunchyroll was at a bidding war with Disney Plus for the streaming rights to Bleach's 1,000-year Blood War arc, the chunk of Bleach that has not been actually animated yet. And at first I somewhat dismissed it after I spent like an hour trying to research what he was talking about and found pretty much no leads or evidence or any of the sort of actual speculation of anything. It was basically just from him and maybe some rumors going around. I couldn't find a whole lot of actual like data material on this stuff. And then a few weeks ago, the speculation gained major traction when Disney's Japanese Marvel Studios branch shared an image on Twitter. This image specifically. For those of you unfamiliar, the one on the left is Bleach's iconic villain Sosuke Aizen, shown side by side next to Marvel's Loki in a collaboration for Loki Day. That was last month, and I was supposed to make this video a week ago. However, something happened on Thursday. We finally got actual like heavy speculation / confirmation that Disney Plus did indeed have the streaming rights to Bleach. And basically what this is, before anyone starts misconstruing a lot of it, Bleach is the kind of anime where it's very long. So Disney went and bought up all of the source material. They got all the Bleach episodes. Then they're going to have the rights to stream it, the 1,000-year Blood War arc. We don't know whether this is going to be all at once, whether they're going to finish having the animated episodes come out and then put it out on Disney Plus. We don't even know if there's necessarily going to be a simulcast, which is usually what people prefer. That's when an anime comes out on a streaming service, subtitled for English audiences, etc., about an hour or so after the Japanese episode airs on television, or wherever it airs. This indeed is not going to be necessarily the same case, most likely, because Disney Plus does not have a specific simulcast ready thing where they kind of just sort of dump episodes all at once. Kind of like how on Netflix sometimes you'd have 7 Deadly Sins. Netflix got the streaming rights to it. It doesn't mean they own it. It doesn't mean they own the property necessarily. But they got the streaming rights in the West, so it all got dumped in one block. And that's kind of how it works. So the issue with this episode, as many people will point out, and I have to definitely explain over and over again, basically outside of Japan, streaming rights have gone to Disney. Disney owns the rights to stream it, but they got the streaming rights in the West, so it all got dumped in one block. That doesn't mean necessarily that they can go and censor stuff, although if they're showing it on their own streaming service, I'm not sure how contractual obligations have been worked out. I don't know if there's been a lot of information on how this is all going to happen. We still don't know if there's going to be a simulcast. Contractual obligations have been worked out. I don't know if there's been a lot of information on how this is all going to happen. We still don't know if there's going to be a simulcast. And Disney Plus probably spent a crap load of money because Crunchyroll doesn't have the same kind of money. More into that later. Why is all this problematic? Why am I even complaining? Why do I care? There are actually several reasons to why I'm a tad terrified of the prospect of Disney having Bleach on its service, though I will likely be getting into that in much more detail on a future Disney video that I'll be making. Main reason number 1 why I don't like Disney having Bleach: everything Disney touches turns to crap. I will say that Disney is essentially now the graveyard of Western civilization. Now the graveyard of Western civilization. You have some evidence here. We have Exhibit A, The Muppets. The Muppets has basically been tarnished, trashed, thrown around, spun in a dryer, shredded, and been laid out to dry by Disney. They bought it, and they've done nothing positive with it. They had a Muppet movie and then another Muppet movie, and neither of those were all that good. The first one was okay. They have a property that people like. Muppets are actually pretty popular. They're pretty wholesome, and Disney has not done anything with it. They've kind of just let it sit in kind of a shell of its former self. I don't know a whole lot of Star Wars fans who are super happy with a lot of things. People just kind of feel like Star Wars has been shat out because Disney doesn't actually do anything well. Exhibit C, Marvel. We've had Marvel on Disney for a while, actually, and it seemed like Disney was trying to do a good job. It seemed like Disney was actually trying to make the MCU a big deal, and they've been just shooting it, tearing it to pieces, basically since 2019. And that's when I essentially started boycotting Disney, for the lack of a better word. I don't think it's a great term. I just don't like giving Disney my money, because everything they touch has turned to crap. And Bleach is not something owned by Disney in the fact that they can't actually augment the anime itself. I believe that they could probably try to do some of their basic censorship things, but they're not actually going to rewrite it. They're not going to wokeify Disney. They're not going to make it all weird. The thing with Disney is that they like to get themselves into things. They start grabbing everything up. They start going after all kinds of stuff. I will describe Disney as Unicron. Now, anyone familiar with Transformers understands that Unicron is this giant hulking planet-sized transformer that turns into a planet and goes and finds other planets and other moons and other anything in the galaxy and just eats it and destroys it. Disney has been doing this for about the last 10 to 15 years, where they've been taking things and they've been destroying them. Marvel is a great example because Marvel can't even compete with My Hero Academia anymore. Marvel used to be a huge Western big deal, but Marvel is just going down the tubes. Not just the movies, but in the comics and everything. Their movies still make a ton of money, but nobody likes them anymore. They have garbage. Like, Disney had done a lot of damage to Marvel over the years. They had Morbius, which is, of course, the best movie ever. But has anyone even seen it? Like, a lot of these Disney movies that people come out with, aside from Spider-Man 3, I don't think anything since Avengers has been worth going to the theater for. Everyone talked about how garbage the Thor new sequel was. Everyone talked about how crappy Doctor Strange was. Disney having an interest in things and buying them is bad, and I don't want Disney to keep getting into anime. It's not just Bleach necessarily itself. Bleach is going to be their marquee for any anime content on Disney Plus, and they're going to market it very heavily, and then they're going to want to buy it. They're going to want to take it because they usually can. They have a lot of money. They're now the biggest streaming service in the world. I do not like Disney even coming close to anything that I like. When that happens, it goes downhill. Disney can't even keep their own stuff in order. From what I understand, Kingdom Hearts is even doing poorly. And this all leads me into my second main point about Disney being a giant mega monopoly on entertainment and media, and just keeps getting bigger. They are Unicron. They just keep eating everything, turning it into Energon, as Transformers had Unicron do. In real life, this would be Disney just eating up all this stuff to make itself bigger, get more money, get everyone pissed. They have the biggest streaming service in the world now. I believe they surpassed Netflix recently. They have so many different things. They own all kinds of shit. Just to give you a decent idea of what they own, they have their Pixar studio, Marvel Studios. They have Lucasfilms, which for all the Star Wars stuff. They have a large, considerable portion of Hulu, which means that they basically control Hulu. They own ESPN, they own 20th Century Fox, they own certain parts of the Fox network, I believe now. They have their hands in The Simpsons, which I guess there's nothing to ruin there anymore. It's just kind of already garbage. But they have their hands in so many things. It's not even funny. They own so many things that I'm not even going to get into all of them in this video, but they just own so much of entertainment, and they're not going away. They have so many different things that they own. They have theme parks. They have all this other crap. So they're going to sit here and just keep pelting us with garbage. They're going to keep eating everything, they're going to keep buying everything up, and they're going to keep ruining it. And really, this has been a very quick progression. Disney didn't own most of this stuff for a long time, and they bought most of it in the last 15 years. They've got plenty of anime on their website as well, Disney Plus. They've got Black Rock Shooter Dawn Fall, that's one of theirs. They've got Summertime Rendering, which is kind of their marquee at the moment, which is going to get completely overshadowed by Bleach. They're going to have something that serves as a sequel to the series Tatami Galaxy, which is called Yojohan Time Machine Blues. They've got a bunch of different stuff. They're even making their own crap. Like, they have Twisted Wonderland that's supposed to come out. It's based on like a mobile game. They've got all kinds of random crap. They have some things from the past. There's been some Disney princessy kind of stuff, I believe, that's been animated. I believe they did a Stitch anime. I'd seen a couple episodes of it. It wasn't abysmal, but not sure what they're expecting. It's not that I have an issue with Disney getting into anime. It's that they're going to eat all of my anime and all of everyone else's anime and all of the things that I honestly don't want Disney having because they ruin everything they touch. They only own the streaming rights to Bleach now, but if they really like it, they'll start making big bids and trying to get it. And this insanely late to the party little deal by Disney where they're starting now, finally after all these years, to get into anime. It's kind of bad because Disney has been constantly just snowballing itself until it can keep grabbing up properties, grabbing up different assets. It's what you do in a recession. You just grab all the assets that you think won't go under. But Disney keeps on eating, just like Unicron. And my final reason, it might get me a little bit of trouble. I know a lot of you might not like it so much. I don't appreciate the Mouse Overlord because they go incredibly woke all the way at just about any given opportunity. This is part of the issue with Marvel. No one wanted some of the superheroes that they keep putting out. No one liked Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was god-awful. The movie was easily the worst that I had ever seen created by Marvel Studios, and it wasn't close. I thought Spider-Man Homecoming was pretty terrible. Thought it was pretty lame. I thought that Iron Man 2 was pretty lame. I'd seen literally every Marvel movie up until the point of Avengers 4, whatever, Endgame. There are a lot of people who like Black Panther. There are a lot of people who don't like Black Panther. That's kind of up for debate. But there's so many movies, and that includes Thor now, because they decided we're going to make Weird Woman Thor with the person that no one liked, literally the least likable female character they had in their whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, was Natalie Portman's garbage character that was in Thor. She was kind of cardboard, and she was kind of annoying all at the same time. There are so many different things that they'll do just in the name of, we gotta put a woman in this role, we gotta make this kind of woke. Now, this isn't necessarily a political issue for me. I just don't like when things get changed. I don't like when you go and take something that was really nice, and then you've decided, we're going to make it this way. No one else wanted to buy anything that was this way. We're just going to make it this way because we can. And it's sort of like some weird virtue signaling, and I'm not really that interested in virtue signaling in stuff that I like that already works. Now, I'm not exactly a super authoritarian Southern Baptist helicopter mom, but I really don't like it when anime, my anime or anyone else's anime, gets all tangled up in political controversies and becomes greatly affected by modern paradigms and other things not intended by the actual creators and brilliant minds behind my favorite things. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm actually a massive free speech advocate and love a wide variety of ideas being brought about constantly. Political interest, the world police, thought police, skirt police, none of these people should have any kind of impact on the authenticity of what many people like myself like and very much love. Can you imagine, for a moment, we're gonna have Bleach, but instead of it being kind of nice, you have like Yoruichi, who's kind of attractive. We're gonna try and censor that. We're going to downsize her chest because we like to downsize chests in the West, as Disney and other companies very much love to do. We're going to do all of these other things, and again, this isn't gonna happen in the Bleach anime right now. This is sort of a long-term haul where I'm concerned about Disney buying up everything. Disney didn't really have any kind of stake in that market. They may have had side projects that got into anime, but they never really went into anime full frontal. This was sort of something for Netflix to just get the rights to be able to stream from Aniplex and places like that. This was up for Crunchyroll just to be able to kind of propagate and keep having proliferate everywhere, and that is something they didn't do very well. As in this situation when they lost Bleach. Bleach, of course, being one of the main reasons why Crunchyroll existed. Because when people started buying Crunchyroll back in the early 2010s, it was about Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. I would say that Disney is doing something that I find a little bit dangerous. They're trying to make Western cultural stupid. Because there's a lot of good aspects about Western culture. Japan has taken many of them. But Disney is all about stupid. Disney is all about garbage. Disney is all about getting into dumb fights. They get into fights with politics all the time. I don't really want this stuff dragged into what I love. What I'm interested in is not having everything sort of buttoned up, straight-laced. You can't have anime women with big boobs. You can't have anything because it gets in the way of what Western civilization, the garbage part, likes. The garbage part like Disney, the garbage part like all the stupid interest groups, the garbage part like all the ridiculously ultra-conservative Baptist moms. I don't want any of it. I don't want anyone woke. I don't want anyone incredibly snowflakey. I don't want anyone like that getting into anime. Mainly because I like anime. I don't want it to get ruined. We like our anime. We don't like it when people come and try to censor it. We don't like when people come to try and change it. And as sort of a general principled rule, I would be very pissed if anime got on any sort of platform that involved itself in a lot of political issues, just because it's not supposed to be that way. In conclusion, Mouse is bad. The Mouse House literally cannot be destroyed completely. We can't get rid of it, but Japanese media just still cannot be corrupted by the graveyard of Western civilization. Anime must be kept excellent, free from existential threats regardless of who or what that threat is. And as we all know, anime is a dish best served absolutely effing based. And that will conclude our Thursday Thermal Take for this week. It is incredibly based. It is incredibly thermal. I have a lot of opinions in this video. Not all of you will share those opinions. But I really hope you guys share this video around. We don't want Disney destroying our stuff. We don't like anyone destroying our stuff. And if we can slap Disney in the face, kick it away, then no one will come after anime. And maybe anime will be fine. That's probably not going to be true. But I'd rather try to fight. I'd rather try to do something on some level. My piddly little channel, many others, than just let anime get eaten by these corporations that like to destroy everything. I don't like politics in anime. I like anime politics. I like One Piece politics, but anime is not... It's not cool to have outside politics in the world getting all over our anime. Disney is a very big corporation, and if you have any idea of how to further degrade or destroy Disney, or if you really don't want to, but still would like to give me ideas, be sure to leave something down in the comments. Be sure to tell me how I can destroy the Mouse Overlord. Be sure to give me all kinds of ideas, and be sure to tell me what you think about this video, because I love all the different hype. I love all the different stuff, because I like to get into it with everybody on this topic. I will fight you on why Disney is evil. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, as well as share this video around. You can also follow me for future updates, as I said, on Twitter, because I can't post anything with this channel. We'll be doing a lot. We'll be trying to keep anime very nice and proper and virgin from the evil mouse. And I'll see you guys next Thursday.